Man, Sixers fans, I don't know about you, but the moment the NBA season officially came to an end, my mind immediately shifted to one thing. What's next for Philadelphia? Because while the rest of the league is celebrating, reacting, and looking back at what happened this year, something feels different around the Sixers right now. There's movement, there's energy, and honestly, there are signs that some very important pieces inside this organization are already thinking about what comes next. And that's exactly why today's video is such an interesting one. We've actually got two different stories to talk about today, and both of them connect directly to the future of this team. One involves a major signal coming from one of the biggest faces of the franchise just days after the season officially ended. The other focuses on a young player who has already become one of the most exciting parts of this roster and why the next step in his development could completely change the ceiling of this team moving forward. And trust me, Sixers fans, both of these stories should have your attention. Before we jump into it, if you're a real Sixers fan, do me a quick favor and hit that like button. And if you're new here, my name is Henry. This is 76ers Daily News, and we're still building this community from the ground up. Our first goal is 1,000 subscribers, so if you truly believe in the future of the Sixers and want to be part of this community from the very beginning, make sure you subscribe. Now let's get into these two big updates. Alright, let's start with the first update because I think this is one of those small stories that actually tells us a lot about where this team is mentally heading into next season. The 2025-2026 NBA season is officially over. And for Sixers fans, that ending still stings. We all had to sit there and watch one of our biggest rivals, the New York Knicks, finish the job and win the NBA championship after eliminating Philadelphia in the second round. That's not easy to swallow, especially when you remember how close this Sixers team felt at times during the season. But while the rest of the basketball world is talking about championships, celebrations, and off-season vacations, Tyrese Maxey is already focused on something else: work. On June 16th, Maxey posted a short message on his Instagram story that immediately caught the attention of Sixers fans. First day out, year 7, just 5 words. But honestly, those 5 words say a lot. According to Sixers reporter Key Carlin, the post showed Maxey already back in the gym preparing for his 7th NBA season. And if you're a Sixers fan, this is exactly the kind of thing you want to see. Because let's be honest, nobody questions Tyrese Maxey's commitment. Nobody questions his work ethic. Nobody questions whether he wants to be great. This guy has built a reputation around the league as one of the hardest workers in basketball. And considering everything that happened over the last few months, seeing him immediately get back to work should fire up this fan base. What's interesting is that this offseason is a little different for Maxey. Normally, we'd probably expect him to be in the gym even sooner. But this offseason came with a huge life change. Tyrese Maxey recently became a father. That's a major moment in anyone's life. So seeing him already locked back in and preparing for another season tells you everything you need to know about his mindset. And the Sixers need that leadership right now. Because there is still unfinished business. When you look back at Maxey's 2025-2026 campaign, it was one of the best seasons of his career. Just 1 year earlier, he had dealt with a frustrating season-ending hand injury that limited him to only 52 games. This year, he bounced back and appeared in 70 games. He averaged 28.3 points, 6.6 assists, and 4.1 rebounds per game. He shot 46.2% from the field and 36.7% from 3. He earned his second All-Star appearance in 3 seasons and was firmly in the conversation for an All-NBA selection. That's superstar-level production. And yet, if you ask Tyrese Maxey himself, I guarantee he isn't satisfied. Because the goal was never personal awards. The goal was competing for a championship. The playoffs were another reminder of just how important Maxey is to this franchise. Across 11 postseason games, he averaged 23.7 points, 5.9 assists, and 4 rebounds while shooting 45.5% from the floor. The Sixers finished the regular season with a 45-36 record and secured the 7th seed in the Eastern Conference. Then came one of the most memorable moments of the year. Philadelphia fell behind 3-1 against the Boston Celtics in the first round. Most people counted them out. Most analysts thought it was over, but this team fought back. They won 3 straight games and completed an incredible comeback to eliminate Boston for games to 3. At that point, it felt like anything was possible. But then reality hit. The Sixers ran into the New York Knicks, the eventual NBA champions, and unfortunately, Philadelphia was swept out of the playoffs. That's a painful ending. There's no way around it. And I think that's exactly why seeing Maxey back in the gym matters. Because great players don't spend all summer thinking about what happened. They spend all summer preparing for what comes next. And it wasn't just Maxey making headlines this week. That brings us to our second story. And honestly, this one might be even more exciting when you think about the future of the franchise. Because if Tyrese Maxey is already working toward year 7, VJ Edgecombe is trying to make the jump from promising young star to future superstar. And Sixers fans, what a rookie season this kid just had. Think back to opening night, October 22, 2025. Philadelphia traveled to TD Garden to face the Boston Celtics. Joel Embiid was still trying to get back into game shape. Paul George wasn't available while recovering from knee surgery. Head coach Nick Nurse made a bold decision. Instead of easing the rookie into the rotation, he put VJ Edgecombe directly into the starting lineup. There was pressure, there were expectations. And honestly, there was a lot of hope because drafting Edgecombe had become one of the few genuinely positive things that had happened to the franchise in quite some time. Then he stepped onto the court and completely exceeded every expectation. In his very first NBA game, Edgecombe scored 34 points. He added 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal. He shot 13 for 26 from the field and knocked down 5 three-pointers. Then he calmly hit 2 clutch free throws late in regulation to secure a 117-116 victory over Boston. What a debut. What an introduction to the NBA. And looking back now, it was a preview of everything that would define his rookie season: fearlessness, confidence, athleticism, basketball IQ, aggressiveness, clutch shot making, competitive fire. The kid looked like he belonged from day one. Fast forward to the end of the season and Edgecombe played 75 games. He started every single one. He averaged 16 points, 5.6 rebounds, 4.2 assists, and 1 point for steals. He shot 43.8% from the field and 35.4% from beyond the arc. Those numbers earned him first-team All-Rookie honors. Not bad at all for a 20-year-old. Actually, it's incredible. And here's another statistic that really stood out. Edgecombe logged 2,623 regular season minutes. That was the second highest total on the entire team. Only Tyrese Maxey played more, finishing with 2,661 minutes. Across the entire NBA, Edgecombe ranked 11th in total minutes played. That's a huge workload for a rookie, especially considering he entered the season coming straight from college basketball. Then came the playoffs. His numbers dipped. That's normal. Most rookies struggle when defenses become more physical and every possession matters. But here's the positive. Edgecombe gained 406 minutes of playoff experience. That experience is priceless. You can't teach that. You can't simulate that. You earn it. Now the biggest question becomes simple. Where does he improve next? And one area stands out more than any other: his pull-up shooting. Particularly his off-the-dribble scoring game. We already know Edgecombe can attack the basket. We've seen him blow past defenders. We've seen him finish above the rim. We've seen him create highlights that make fans jump out of their seats. But his pull-up shooting remains the biggest opportunity for growth. During the playoffs, he shot 34.6% on catch-and-shoot threes. That's solid. But on pull-up three-pointers, he shot only 15.8%. That's a massive difference. When he held the ball for less than 2 seconds, he shot 34% from 3. When he held it between 2 and 6 seconds, that number dropped to 18.2%. When possessions extended beyond 6 seconds, it fell even further. That's where the next evolution could happen. Imagine Edgecombe leading a fast break. Instead of always attacking the rim, he suddenly becomes comfortable stopping behind the three-point line and knocking down pull-up threes. Imagine defenders having to respect that shot. Imagine the extra spacing it creates for Joel Embiid. Imagine what it does for Tyrese Maxey. Imagine how difficult it becomes to defend this team. That's where the ceiling gets scary. And honestly, the best reason for optimism isn't even the statistics. It's the mentality. It's the work ethic. It's the confidence. Reports already indicate that Edgecombe has returned to the team's facility and begun off-season workouts. That should excite every Sixers fan. Because talent gets players into the league, work ethic turns them into stars. And Edgecombe seems to have both. When I look at these two stories together, I think they reveal something important about where this franchise is right now. The season ended in disappointment. Nobody is denying that. Losing to the Knicks hurts. Watching them lift the championship trophy hurts even more. But the response from key players tells a different story. Tyrese Maxey is already back to work. VJ Edgecombe is already back to work. Two of the most important pieces of Philadelphia's future are already preparing for what's next. And honestly, that's exactly what this fanbase needed to see. Because expectations are going to be massive next season, the pressure isn't going away. The goal remains the same: compete for a championship. And if the leaders of this team are already attacking the offseason with this level of focus, that's something worth feeling optimistic about. Now I want to hear from you guys. What do you think about Tyrese Maxey already getting back in the gym? And what's the biggest area you want to see VJ Edgecombe improve before next season starts? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because I read them all. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like it. If you're a true Sixers fan and believe this team still has its best basketball ahead of it, subscribe to 76ers Daily News. We're still a new channel and pushing toward our first 1,000 subscribers, and I'd love for you to be part of this community from the beginning. As always, thank you for watching, and let's see what this offseason has in store for Philadelphia.